This is unlikely to ever be a headline, first, second, or even third. My name is Pallavi Prasad, and we have been doing videos on the collective impact of COVID 19 on many aspects of life. This evening, we talk about mental health. I'll keep it focused on India mostly. Most visibly, we now know that COVID 19 patients, especially long COVID patients, they are more prone to depression, anxiety, and post traumatic stress disorder. Frontline workers have had a whole different experience. They speak of anxiety, they speak of burnout, trauma, insomnia, not to forget the stigma many have and continue to face for fighting on the front lines. India's elderly are struggling as well due to loneliness and social isolation. In fact, an India-based NGO for the elderly, AgeWell Foundation, spoke to DW about a 50% increase in mental health issues among senior citizens. This included anxiety, sleeplessness, nightmares, depression, as well as fatigue and weakness. Those with pre-existing conditions like dementia have shown exacerbations, but the young are not immune to the virus. They have lost jobs. Their education, their training, their businesses have been disrupted, separated from friends and colleagues, and normal everyday activities has left many young people feeling very alone. An ORF study across 6 cities found that more than 6 of every 10 people between the ages of 18 and 32, they said they felt lonely or very lonely during the lockdown. If we zoom out even further, the public at large has been impacted. Anxiety, depression, stress, loneliness among the general population is a pandemic by itself. Studies have also highlighted increased suicidal ideation amongst the young. Public health NGOs have reported an increase in alcohol and drug use, as also severe withdrawal symptoms due to unavailability of these during the lockdown. And this mental health impact that I have laid out till now is also gendered. I want to list 4 ways in which it has hit men and women differently. Point number 1, the burden of unpaid labor, domestic chores, has increased on women, with the home becoming the only safe shelter. Some studies estimate that the burden on urban working mothers has increased by 30%. Point number 2, more women than men have lost their income. Between March and April 2020, 15.4 million Indian women lost their jobs, or 37% of the female workforce versus 28% of men. Many women in the informal sector have also lost their work, and women-owned small businesses have faced a disproportionately sharp blow. Women with disabilities have been further invisibilized. Point number 3. A study by Tata Cornell Institute for Agriculture and Nutrition, focusing on economically weaker sections of society, found that the pandemic led to decline in household food expenditures, which mirrored a decline in women's diets. And point number 4. During the lockdown, women are facing the shadow pandemic of domestic violence more than they usually do. 2 weeks after lockdown was first announced, there was a 100% rise in domestic violence complaints to the NCRW. And domestic violence has a whole docket of mental health issues linked to it. We have also done a separate video on the impact of COVID-19 on domestic violence. It is on our IGTV and our YouTube channel. I highly recommend that you watch it. Stronger male presence at home has also meant lesser access to personal spaces for women. More non-binary and transgender youth also reported feeling unsafe during the lockdown. This is from the ORF study I mentioned earlier. Finally, gender doesn't just mean how it impacts women disproportionately. A Jan 2021 analysis of over 2,000 news reports and scientific literature found that 80% of all suicides reported between Feb and September 2020 were by men. The common stressors were quarantine or isolation, testing positive for COVID-19, stigma, discrimination, and financial stress. Most suicides occurred when India was under a lockdown. I'll stop listing the ways the pandemic has impacted our mental health here. India has taken some steps towards having a national conversation on mental health. We've had the National Mental Health Program and the District Mental Health Program for a while now. During the lockdowns, India's apex mental health institution initiated a national helpline. The Health Ministry also initiated one. They also released mental health guidelines in the second half of 2020. All noteworthy steps, but it has to be said. These helplines and services remain inaccessible to a large population in India along the class, caste, gender, ability, region markers, along with a glaring lack of awareness. In 2021, India allocated a measly 1.26% of its GDP towards the entirety of public health care. Do you think India's mental health crisis will get what it needs? That's all I have for today. Please leave your comments on this video about what you think India needs to do, we need to do as a society to get the conversation going again on the mental health impact of the pandemic. If you find this video and our other work worthy of your time and attention, do consider making a monetary contribution via the link in our bio or description. If you have been listening, thank you so much for your time today.